call here, along with Brian Gilroy as the color man, Jeremy Bergen on the camera as you'll see or welcome the 23-24 Swan Valley Stampeders to the ice as they'll gather around the center circle with a new logo on the ice here. Mr. Gilroy celebrating the 20th season of this franchise.
25 years, it seems like a long time ago, but it certainly doesn't seem so in my mind. I've been around obviously since the beginning, and as have you. I was an original board member and way back when to get this team started, and it was a lot of fun, and it's been an awesome 24 years so far. Looking forward to an awesome 25th season.
Absolutely.
Stampeders, of course, opening up last night with a less than stellar performance, a 7-1 drubbing in Dauphin against the Kings, where I think the Stampeders, it's safe to say, they just kind of
got off on the wrong
foot. I just basically chased the game, chased the puck all night, and just couldn't get anything going. No,
exactly. And be looking to put a little better on-ice product out tonight, as being introduced as tonight's starting goaltender, Elias Jakari Dimitriou. You see the players will take a lap around, kind of acknowledge the crowd through all corners of the rink here. I'm going to try to follow along as they come out. There's Truman Bettiger, a new player to the Stampeders this year, 19-year-old from Denver, Colorado. They're number 3, not in the lineup tonight, but Sullivan Menard, another new player.
Let's say Bodiger, the only player to beat Dauphin Kings netminder last night.
He's leading scorer for the Stampeders.
Leading scorer for the Stampeders with 1 goal, yep.
Absolutely.
If we can get 60 or 58 goals out of them this year, I think we're doing pretty good. So.
100%. Lyndon Perry up next there, Langley, BC, another 19-year-old new to the Swan Valley Stampeders. Next up, we're going to have introduced is Darren Hunt. Okay, I'm sure you can pick it up on the broadcast, but Sally did individual voiceovers of each of the players, kind of introducing themselves here as part of the opening ceremonies this year.
Got a little tough to catch on the mic we have here, but Darren Hunt, highly touted from Elkhorn, Manitoba, or Hartney, Manitoba, sorry. Can you name one of the most popular Stampeders ever from Hartney, Manitoba?
Ian Lowe, did I get? No, not Ian Lowe.
But if you guessed Nick Cowan, you would.
Nick Cowan, yes, right. Nick Cowan.
Nobody could high-five the fans after a scrap like Nick Cowan.
No, he's usually the focus of Mr. Zamzow's trivia, at least one question per night, so. There he goes, through Amar Power, again, second-year player. Good core of 19-year-olds here this year from Barry Wolscott. 5 or 6 individuals that are back this year got a little bit of experience as 18-year-olds here last year, but a good core group of 19-year-olds to augment things up front, and obviously the Stampeders looking for them to find their stride early to carry some of the offense and lead this team as some of the other pieces fall into place.
Absolutely. The forward group shouldn't be a concern. You've got 9 returnees right now, plus a couple others with some junior A experience, so that shouldn't be the issue, although last night only scoring 1 goal kind of showed a little bit of a soft spot there, but that's one night. I think we're all going to try and put that behind us. Defensively, obviously a lot more inexperience there, but definitely a group that I think he can grow with and stick with. I mean, there's still still lots of time for player movement here yet, but certainly didn't get off on the right foot last night, but it's only 1 game and we can forget about that.
No, 57 left to go. Lots of teams in the same boat, still looking to find their identity regardless of what end of the spectrum you found yourself after your first games there last night. It's kind of a tale of 2 teams and mirror images, as we talked about. Strength of the Stampeders going into the season last year was coming out of their back end. Kobe Grant obviously coming off a good playoff the year before, led the team between the pipes, and a real solid veteran core that contributed a lot of stability on the back end, but also added a lot of scoring. I think 52 goals collectively that the defense scored last year, and took a little bit of the heat off the forwards. This year, kind of a reverse image of that, where, like you said, we're going to rely on the forwards coming up as the defense and the goaltending sorts itself out. And looking at the opposition that they played last night, it was almost the same kind of team that Stampeders had last year. Second-year goaltender, solid on the defense, and a good core up front. So,
yeah, I think Dauphin will be one of the top teams in this division. If it's anything like last year, however, last year 5 teams took a spot of first place with less than 6 weeks remaining in the season. So anything can happen. It's a long season, and there could be a lot of jockeying for position again this year.
I think you would anticipate that. Some of the preseason scuttlebutt that's out there, and some of the commentary. One of our friends, our GX94 buddy there,
Benny Walchuk.
Benny Walchuk. I think that was I heard him answer a question, him and Dave Anthony, talking about expectations of the West Division, and again, anticipating another dogfight as it was all the way through the season, especially the last two and a half months of the season. I think any given night, everybody was, if you won, you jumped up a couple spots in the division. If you lost, you dropped a couple. So makes all those games meaningful, and you can't take any nights off.
Trey Sauter and Matthew Monroe, both local products, wearing letters this year. Trey in the white jerseys, Matthew will be in the dark jerseys. That's a big thrill for them. Obviously, growing up watching this hockey club and wanting to play for them one day, and now wearing a letter.
Josh Denis and Jacob Jones, the last of the leadership group here on with the assistants on their jerseys. And as you can see on the far side coming out now, our captain for this 23-24 Stampeders. A relatively local-ish product. Balcarres, Saskatchewan, 20-year-old defenseman Ashton Fishley. Big shoes to fill there to lead this group and keep them pointed in the right direction.
And I can tell you they will rely heavily on Ashton Fishley as really the only fully experienced junior A player on this back end there. Matthew Monroe and Fox McCall, of course, were on the team last year, played limited roles. Fox injured a lot, unfortunately, but looking for big things. He's a little skilled little player. And, of course, Matthew Monroe getting his feet wet last year, looking to take big steps forward as well this year.
No, for sure, and that's going to look for that defense to gel early. So as we get through and back behind the bench again, Barry Wolf now in his fourth season with the Stampeders or fourth or
18.
First couple he had kind of sixth season with fourth full one,
Yes.
Fourth full one start to finish.
That probably makes sense. With
first couple were he came in partway through the year, but has settled into the Valley here and really done a good job with the franchise, really getting out in the community with these guys and getting a good face to the franchise in the schools and everywhere else. Also behind the bench, associate coach Darren Webster, who retired 4 years ago and then 3 years ago and 2 years ago and last year as well. I think he's tired of telling that story, and new behind the bench here.
I think his wife gave up too.
Well, she's here with the two kids. I think you're at the rink anyway. You might as well pitch in, and he's part of hockey. So
I'm going to get this saying no sound is what someone's telling me.
Also behind the bench, as we were just talking about, new to the coaching ranks, but not new to the Stampeders, local product, Josh Tripp, who is a significant member of Stampeders' MJHL final run a few years ago. The Stampeders